Citizen Rebel describes how the new Europe is recreating the American melting pot. The European history of invasion, ethnic cleansing, genocide, ethnocentrism, nationalism, and self-enforcing homogeneity is well documented. Cleaning and organizing Europe into discrete entities separated by strictly maintained distinctive cultural units was achieved through the use of extreme violence. The struggle to ensure homogeneity and dominance continues in the political and social realms. The morphing of the EEC into the European Union was envisioned to challenge the perceived technological and military hegemony of the United States of America. Parallel satellite systems, space programs, economic policies, and the increasing development of professional armies are all evidence of this attempt to challenge US dominance. A few years ago, they quickly increased the membership of the EU to 27. Now, the developed industrialized Western European economies are being flooded with cheap immigrant labor. The increased membership effectively opened the floodgates for cheap labor flow from the east or the west. This is already challenging union power, putting downward pressure on wages, circumventing regulations, introducing cultural tension, and increasing the competitive nature of daily life on many different levels. What the Europeans just created is the American melting pot. It is humorous to read their newspapers, academic journals, and while observing the legislative changes in reaction to the new melting pot, they would be wise to read American history concerning these matters since they are repeating the experience. After all, America is the result of a European diaspora commingled with populations from many nations and cultures. Human psychology and behavior is not so different as some like to believe. Since the European is not accustomed to melting pot growing pains, it is funny to listen to them talk about it. Most Americans on the east and west coasts, at the least, are intimately familiar with the history, spirit, and drama of the melting pot. Does this mean that the eventual collapse of the European Union will result in European historical levels of violence? Yes, absolutely. They will repeat their patterns of violence for the same reasons unless, of course, there is some just thought switch in the European psyche that views all humans and cultures as equal. Welcome to the New World Melting Pot European Union. Can you hear me giggling?